Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the lesson on trader accountability, right? So in this lesson, we're going to be breaking down things that keep traders from becoming successful, right? And the main thing is taking full responsibility and accountability and self-analysis of our behaviors, right? So us as traders, we are constantly doing market analysis, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, price and volume analysis. It is so easy for us to dive extensively into the charts, but it's so hard for us to dive extensively into ourselves, into our own behaviors, right? And that is why I truly believe 99% of traders fail, is that they fail to realize the mistakes they're consistently making, right? So we're going to be talking about a lot of points in here today. We're going to be talking about trader accountability, responsibility, self-awareness, right? So basically, in a nutshell, taking accountability for your own behaviors, not blaming the market, not blaming the market makers, right? We're going to be running through ways to take full responsibility, right? I took this trade because of this, and it resulted in this, right? Self-awareness, how to figure out where it is you're going wrong, right? And how and why you continue to make the same mistakes, right? I'm guilty of it myself. I've been trading for 4 years. And at times, every once in a while, I'm going to make a really dumb trading error or a bad mistake, right? That is usually stemmed from fear or anxiety or my ability to identify my own characteristics that are causing me to fail, right? So it's so important. So first topic, responsibility. Avoiding responsibility. So the typical trader will do most anything to avoid creating rules because he or she does not want to take responsibility for the results of her trading, his or her trading subconsciously, right? So we've talked about this before, creating structure in an unstructured environment, right? The market is filled with endless opportunities. There is no structure, right? Nobody puts a gun to your head and tells you when to get in or out of a trade. Now, us as domestic human beings that have been brought up in society, we have been taught and instructed to follow rules, right? You go to school, you want to be there at a certain time, you need to do homework, you got to study, you got to obey laws, right? There's all this structure in the world that, believe it or not, we take for granted. Can you imagine if the world had no rules, right? Or can you imagine if even the street signs changed on you? Can you imagine waking up and trying to drive to work and that road that you take every single day is moved? Right? Like, think about it. It's crazy. That is what the market is. The market is completely unstructured. It has endless opportunities, but also endless variables, right? So it's very important for us as traders to identify the a simple way to navigate through this madness, right? We got buyers, sellers, price action going crazy. It's our goal to lock down a specific move each and every single day. So when a trade goes wrong, we don't want to blame ourselves. We want to blame the variables, right? And honestly, the market doesn't know you. It's not out to get you, right? The market's job is just to flow. It's just to price action, up, down, sideways. It doesn't care. It doesn't know you. It has no clue who you are. In reality, you are in this game, and you got to be able to identify opportunities each and every single day. And it is possible. It is possible to become consistent. It is possible to generate wealth off the market. And if you're not there or not doing that, that is completely on you. So I know we have a lesson that dives very deep into this topic, right? But number one, the typical trader will do almost anything to avoid creating rules, right? They want to keep their relationship with the market very mysterious, right? So if he knows exactly what he's going to do and under what circumstances, he will have something by which to measure his performance, thus making himself accountable, right? So we talk about this over and over with trading metrics, right? And I hope you guys are starting to get the point that trading metrics is the most important process and step of your personal development, right? Your ability to measure yourself and hold yourself accountable by logging your trades, by measuring your P&L performance, by measuring your ability to follow your trade plan, your ability to create structure, right? This is what's going to make you consistently profitable. This is how you overcome those trading errors. This is what most traders do not want to do, keeping the relationship with the market very mysterious. When a trader makes a failing trade, he can now blame the market, right? It's way easier to blame the market versus your ability to follow your plan. In return, you learn nothing about your edge and have no metric on how to develop a profitable strategy or mindset. So think about it. If you don't log your trades, you're taking whose word? My word that the strategy works, right? You're trusting somebody else. Oh, it works for him, so I'm going to do it. That is horrible. You need to lock down confidence, control, conviction. You need to go, hey, this strategy, I know it makes me money. You know how I know? Because over the last year, I've logged over 200 trades of the break and retest. Now, when you see it, you have conviction. Now you're looking at it in a completely different lens, right? And your ability to stick to your strategy comes from you diving deep into your self-analysis. But taking full responsibility, it's really simple, guys. But just because it's simple doesn't mean people do it, right? Plan every trade. Develop a trade plan based on market conditions, right? We break down in this course millions of ways to identify and adapt to market conditions, right? So develop a trade plan based on conditions, right? Identify an entry, exit, predefined stop loss before taking any trade, right? I don't care if you get nothing from this course, get that. To identify an entry, exit, and predefined stop before any move is made, right? And then trade your plan specifically, right? Process over process. Now, it's very important to be able to identify a systematic trade plan. And I don't care if it's literally I'm going long at 400 and I'm taking profits at 401, right? And my stop loss is at 399, right? And based on this graphical presentation, we'll just call it a double bottom, my edge is present. That's it. But trade it specifically and then log it, right? Measure your process by T metrics, right? Trading metrics. Log every trade you take along with your ability to follow your plan thoroughly, right? Constantly review your trades and how well you manage to stick to your process. Your goal as a trader is to create structure, right? We do this with trade plans, right? Then it's to put on the trade. If the trade goes your way, no doubt. If it doesn't, why? Why didn't it go your way? And do not say the market, right? Say, oh, well, sometimes that happens. And that's fine, right? It's a game of probabilities, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot control it. All we can control is our own behaviors. And the market cannot do anything to the trader that controls his behaviors, right? So self-awareness. If you cannot define your process or trading behaviors that lead to consistency, you will fail to understand what it takes to put on a series of winning trades, right? We call this random winning and random losing. This will generate extreme fear and anxiety before any trade you take, causing doubts, failure, and shame, right? So we call it the S&P 500 sweats. So anytime you're very nervous about putting on a trade, or it's you're afraid it's going to go wrong, right? That is completely fueled from not having a systematic trade plan that you in a process that you can clearly, right, define, right? Hey, if price breaks this, I'm going long, targeting this, right? That's simple. But you need to have that triple C's, right? Confidence, control, and conviction in your trade process to get you past this fear and anxiety. Because when fear is present, anxiety is present, faith isn't. And when faith is not present, you cannot access the knowledge via subconscious mind that you have worked so hard to develop, going through this course, going through analysis, logging your trades, right? You can have all this knowledge in the world. But if you cannot get rid of the fear and anxiety, right, you can't access it properly, right? It's like when you were a kid and you went to take a test and you were so nervous about it, right? You were so nervous about the test, you forgot all the answers, right? It's the same exact thing, ladies and gentlemen. We operate under pressure, right? We need to be able to stay calm, cool, collective, confident, controlled, convicted, to be able to put on these trades and access all that knowledge within our subconscious mind. And to do that, we must extract the fear and anxiety. And to extract the fear and anxiety, right, you need to be able to trust and develop your trade plan and your ability to stick to it, right? All these things tying together like a nice big spider web. So steps to becoming self-aware. Once again, develop a systematic approach to trading, right? A flexible step-by-step process that consists of identifying your edge with statistical reliability. Do not trade without it, right? Eliminating randomness and mysteriousness relationship with the market, right? You literally eliminate all that by following a step-by-step process. Write it down, post it on your desk, repeat it each and every single day. We talk about this visualization, repetition. This is how you change habits, right? Journal everything. P&L performance, ability to consistently follow your trade plan, team metrics. Take full accountability. This will lead to your strongest setups, building conviction it takes to trade without fear and anxiety, right? Visualization and repetition. Listen, I know it's work, right? But if you're not going to do it, someone else is, right? We talk about this. For every buyer, there's a seller. For every seller, there's a buyer. For every winner in the market, there is a loser. For every loser, there's a winner. Zero-sum game. When I'm winning, someone's losing. So if you're consistently failing, right, it's probably, I promise you, you are failing to the guy that is logging his trades, that's diving deep into his self-awareness, right? That dude's putting in work. He knows his conviction. He has his confidence. He trusts himself completely. That is who you're going up against. Traders, we forget because all we do is stare behind a screen. You are trading against the most elite, strongest traders in the world. And if you are not putting in the work it's going to take, you are going to be giving them money. They love you. They love the trader that thinks he could just show up and put on a winning trade. Yeah, it may work today, but once your account gets up to around 10 G's, these guys are going to be taking it from you, right? Listen, step back, observe the situation. You are failing to the people that are putting in way more work than you. It is time to take personal inventory, dive into personal development, start taking accountability for your trades, your behaviors, right? Put in the work, team metrics, right? Download Microsoft OneNote, start logging your trades. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's that simple. Through extensive journaling, you will become aware of your behaviors that lead to failure, as well as your behaviors that lead to success, right? Once you find out what works and what doesn't work, you will then know exactly what it takes to consistently repeat profitable trades, right? Trading is all about your perception of the market information and how you react to it. Until you dive deep into your ability to follow your systematic process, you will never be able to develop the habits it's going to take to reach consistency, right? Remember, consistency is a state of mind that controls your negative habits, keeping you from prosperity. This is very deep, right? Listen, read this, pause this, take a picture of this, put it on your wall. Through extensive journaling, you become self-aware. You find out what works and what doesn't. Trading's all about your perception of market information and how you react to it. You will never develop the habits it's going to take to reach consistency if you cannot follow your systematic process, right? Consistency is the state of mind that controls your negative habits, keeping you from prosperity. That's deep. Trader accountability. Becoming self-aware and taking responsibility for your actions is the key to long-term longevity. Once again, this takes the randomness and fear completely out of the equation. Knowledge leads to confidence and conviction, which ultimately destroys fear and anxiety. Remember, when fear is present, faith isn't. When faith is present, fear isn't. Until you are ready to take full responsibility over your trading behaviors, you will never become consistent, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, log, put in the work, take responsibility, identify your strengths and weaknesses, and adjust them for consistency, right? No trader is just perfect, right? It's not the ability to be perfect, it's the ability to bend, right? You must be fluid. You must create that structure in the unstructured environment, right? But it's your goal to guide the ship. You must steer the ship, right? You can't just put the ship in the water and put on profitable trades. You must guide it, right? Through identify market conditions, adapt to them, right? Identify your strengths and weaknesses and adjust them for consistency, right? Identify your best setups, your strategies, repeat that. Hold yourself to a higher standard and only take trades that fit your criteria, right? As you build trust, this is important. As you build trust in yourself, in your ability to follow your process, scale up and never look back. And remember, this is who you are meant to be, right? And we're going to end this with this, ladies and gentlemen. The market cannot do anything to the trader who controls his behavior. From the all-time best, Mark Douglas, right? Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are losing to the guy that puts in the work. Dive deep into yourself. personal development, behavioral science, right? I've studied all these topics because I had to figure out where I was going wrong, right? And as I was blaming the market influencers, blaming the volatility, right? Once I started to dive deep into myself and started to realize I was the issue, my trading has never been better, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you like this video. I will see you in the next.